Logging into Metropolis Metaversum, 1 week for final closure. Awaiting racing of region. Some explanation. This grid will shut down forever at June the 30th, 2022. As such, I make videos for memorial purposes. I will put them on YouTube and link some various descriptions in it. It may take a while to rest the region, because I have maxed out my video settings. And also maxed out my viewer settings. This is the main region of Metropolis Metaversum. Everyone who enters here new or has no home set will be teleported to this tower. This is like the general meeting place. Sadly to be said, in about a week this will be no longer in existence. The admins have decided to shut the grid down forever. And all this here will be lost. I've asked for an OAR to make a memorial region in OS Grid, but they don't not allow it. So this video is the only thing that's left when Metropolis has been shut down. Therefore, I make these videos to see a last bit of Metropolis and to be able to see Metropolis after shutdown as a memorial service. Metropolis has been based on the movie Metropolis from Fritz Lang. The tower must resemble the main tower in the Metropolis movie. There are some artifacts inside the tower, which I'll show next, who resembles the devices used in the Metropolis movie. Let me go there. At first we go to the teleport center hub, one level below this one. This is this teleport center hub. As you can see, it's just below the welcome level. Once a time, all these lower teleporters were filled. Everyone had a destination in it, and a few upper teleporters were filled as well. But sadly, most of the tenants have quitted their region, so I had to remove them from these teleporters. Those teleporters were scripted in two ways. Either click it or walk into them. Once upon a time, the admins asked me if I can build a teleporter specifically for this so-called super teleporter. The main skeleton of the device was already there, but there was no functional teleporter incorporated yet, and they did not know how to do that. So here I came in play. I based this teleporter upon the standing teleporters, and I modified one to completely fit inside here. Well, let me demonstrate. This is the selector plate. Also, as with the standing teleporters, once there were over 3 pages of data, or over 60 destinations, but sadly, as I said, most of the regions are gone, so only this is left. There are much more regions in Metropolis still, but they did not opt to be incorporated in the teleport system. So, making a viewer angle. With the page down, you'll see it will flip the same page because there are no more destinations. Page up does the same. If I click a destination, it will be set in the system, a picture of the region will be shown, and the name of the region will be shown. Let me go to the sandbox, one of the widely and most used regions of the Metropolis region, beside this one. So click sandbox. And this system is scripted to walk in and teleport. It uses avatar collision. So I have only to walk in the device and up, there I go. Now I'm at the sandbox. In the distance you'll see another region coming up. That's Center World East. And soon another region will pop up in view, but that region seems to be slow on rezzing, always. But eventually it will be there. As you can see, this is a place where everyone can build. And there is already built. Everything starts with a holy prim, short for primitive, and we called it just prim. You can shape and size and color and do everything with it, and with prims, and nowadays with mesh you can build the most fantastic objects. I'm taking it. There are some mighty objects built already here. A spaceship. And you will see in the distance that other region is also popped into view. That is Center World. In the early days it has a train station, but the admins have decided to remove all of that and make it some sort of user region. This device where I'm walking up to, this Ketten carousel, is the very first thing what has ever built in the Metropolis region. Circa 9 years old? No, that's not. It's built in about 2008, so it's almost 14 years. 14 to be correct. You might misunderstood, so I declared again. This exclamation mark has some info about the Metropolis Grid, because it will shut down within a week. So everyone who comes here will get one-time notice of what's happening. Let me show. Here's the note card it will deliver you. And you will get a landmark to another grid with a sandbox where you can put all your items to be collected with your other avatar if you have more avatars in other regions or grids. This was moment. The center object was the masterpiece of the administrators of Metropolis. It is a kind of teleport system. It opens a page. I don't think that the software will view that, so I will close it, because the software is specifically set to record this window. but it will open a web page where you can teleport to the different regions within Metropolis. Sadly, it's a static texture, so I can't move or do anything to it, but it's just an example on how that region will show up. This device is the flat version on which I have based the super teleporter in that tower. A newer version is in other grids, but this thing is for the Metropolis. Now going to the other regions. This is Center World. In the early days here was a train station, but it has been removed by the admins and a new park has been built. Behind this region a new region will pop up, called Veenwald. This was still a work in progress, but sadly all have been quitted because of the closure of Metropolis. Sad but true. This one. A special item denoting the Riz in the Gesellschaft. It was more of a subtle reminder and a sort of warning on what the administrators did. There is in der Gesellschaft, Loki Braham. It contains no scripts, no other things, it's only just that piece. It resembles the German wall, die Mauer. The long wall that divided East and West Germany until 1990 or so. Now to Center World East, one of the still fully original Metropolis builds. One iconic thing is gone because it was on this region, and that was the Reichstag. But there are some buildings left. We are entering the Metropolis Parliament. This is the main region where all questionnaires between admins and civilians were made, even with a voting system. As I had accidentally removed the original voting system, I had to rebuild one, and I've completely redone it. Resetting the system. The thing is, everyone could bring up its vote. So everyone has a button, and if you click it, you can see vote 1, vote 2, vote 3 and vote 4. So one can click a vote and the system will take it. Please choose your vote. Only one vote per button per session will be accepted. If you do it again, the system will warn you that you have a double vote. So if I ask up the results, just by one display status, you will soon see a number. There was one vote for option 2. So everyone could bring up its vote, and it will be shown here. In this panel, the admins or the voter who wants to vote on it can make a text that will be shown. So we are hiring, we build, or we dismissed. And everyone can choose their vote, and that will be displayed here. The main processor of the voting system, not actually a real processor, but just a prim with a texture and a script in it, and the script is executing all this. So I will reset result, reset text panel, and the system will be cleared. And on top of this, there's also some sort of relic. Although it's not built to scale exactly, and I am a pretty large avatar, I will have some difficulties in navigating all this. Most avatars are a bit smaller. But I have a special vision with this. If I fit, everyone will fit. So if I build something, I have to fit in it, and then I know everyone will fit in it. It applies to stairways, hallways, corridors, entrances, everything. Some builds are just so tiny or so misscaled that even normal avatars won't fit in it properly. Stairways is a big example of it. So I have tweaked my avatar to be as large as possible, that if I fit, everyone will fit. So, and now I'm on the roof of this building. The reason that I'm here so long is that this is still one of the original buildings and regions of the Metropolis region. All other regions have since been rebuilt or remodeled or whatever. This is one of the oldest regions still in existence. The only one older is the start region. So I will jump to the teleporter and we'll go to that region. As you can see, this is an older model which is not yet completely up to date. There are some regions in it that doesn't exist anymore. Sandbox Water is no more. Sandbox Neovo is still there but completely empty. Media grid is no more. Collide environment change rooms is no more. Avatar is set no more. Center world and center world east are there. 3B is there. Vals, I don't know. Condensation land, I don't know. Pompeii is still there. Less Frames is still there. Gallery Art North, I don't know. Weltraum Bahnhof, Teleports, the Crater und Schulinsel. There are only 20 destinations in it. Well, we go to the Metropolis welcome area. No, I take another. There is something still there, and that is Stammtisch. This region, Stammtisch, is a region where weekly meetings were held with the admins. That region still exists. Awaiting resing. Some items will not be seen because they are blacklisted by me, because they are interfere with the light and the vision. There are some items in view which are not present here. I cannot undo that by this session, otherwise I have to close down the viewer, clear the blacklist and restart the viewer. But believe me, if you view those items, it's more obstructive than usual. But here are the other items. Every Wednesday there was a meeting here. One can sit on every of the wall knobbles. Some even sat on the paws. There are many different ways to sit here. Some even more than others. Even at a pin. Yeah, I can imagine. Ouch. I would even imagine how you can keep up here. One false move and you will fall off. But yes, it's possible in this region. As you can see, it's scaled to massive size. As I am about 2.70 meters in this world, you can imagine how large these things are. Appearance. How long I am really? 2 meters and 37 centimeters. Yikes! That's my avatar height. So you see that scaling of all the objects is immense. That's better. No, but to the next. I will go back to the Metropolis region and show you some more there. Awaiting resing. This is the actual time in the European time zone. Going back to the teleport hub. And going back to a different level of this tower. Because there are more in this tower. As you can see through this grate, you will see a well-known thing, the Moloch. In the movie Fritz Lang, that thing went monster when it was mistreated. I will go to that level and show it in detail. There is some sort of dance floor in this region, a small round bar, and all the other things. And here I'm standing in front of the Moloch. A massive machine used in the Metropolis movie from Fritz Lang. Imagine, on every panel there were persons dialing in the machine continuously, and at a certain time it went bogus and the machine went monster. Imagine every person have to dial in all those things and keep them dialed in at a certain way and constantly adjusting it. Yikes! "12 people, or even 24 when 2 at a panel. Yo! Yep, that thing went monster. I don't know who has made these turntables, but at first they run the wrong direction, and second the stylus. I've never seen that configuration. I imagine how it will sound playing a record backwards. Many great details. Very sad to see this close in the near future. Very, very sad. It's almost 14 years old. It was founded in 2008. Awaiting texture. If textures do not rest completely, then it might be the case of deleted textures. Only a handful of pixels will be saved, and then this is the result. So if you have a texture that never runs sharp, then it was a texture which has been deleted. And then you get this sort, or even a gray panel. I can try to speed up the rest by adding in it. No, to no avail. Going into God mode, then I have some more capabilities. Yep, that texture seems to be gone. I do not see the UID anymore. So it's wiped from database. And only a thumbnail type is left. So these won't res anymore. That's probably a part of the big purge, which has happened a few years ago. Now I'm at ground level. The legs where the tower is standing on, the objects around it. Some clocks halfway down the water. One of the old admin lists. Lena, Shira and Wanda. An old information panel. Ah, hier is dat. April 2008. So it is 14 years plus. I think the clock has chimed. Let's look at what time it is. Yes, the clock has chimed. 11 o'clock. Here you can see how old it is. Cool VL viewer. That's old. It can't even handle var regions. I've used it quite a lot, but when I got to var regions it crashed always. So I downloaded another viewer, Singularity now, and that can handle var regions well. Firestorm, I do not like it, I have it, but nope. Imprudence, Just as cool VL, no go for far regions. So odd is it. Und wir werden rund. Or, we have to say, we have done. That was the info panel at the native language of this grid. This is only an English American version, but it describes the same. Something is missing here. I missed the robot. There should be a robot here, Beta Metropolis. Let's try if I can reactivate her. First I have to check up for invisible prims. Now I can see invisible prims. Yeah, that's the column prim, but there's something inside there. Yes, there it is. Content, scripts, set running, and reset script. Then the beta. Beta alt, beta next mass chatbot and listener. Set running. Reset script. Set running. Reset script. And yes, there she popped in again. There it is. It has to rest still, but that's the bot. Take some time to arrest mesh objects. But this is the original beta bot. Yep, at some point the script went failure, so they deactivated automatically. After a reset and reactivation, it works again. If an avatar comes near her, then she will announce her and give the option to ask questions. Asus Gibbs has been reset. I'm testing if it will act on me. No, it will not act on me. Probably because I'm an admin here. Nice. Summary. We have seen the most popular regions of the Metropolis. We look against the teleporters. An HG version. What is this? Ah, Gallery Art North. What will this be? Lesser famous. What would that be? Conversation land. On this thing. Vals. Ah, there's still one region. The shopping mall of Metropolis. Quite a large one. Awaiting resing. This takes a while. There are thousands of objects in this region. I do a flyby to help aid resing, because everything in close view will be resed first. So I trick the system to res all at once as possible. There should be one building here. Probably it will pop in soon. Yep, there it popped in. There's also still one missing building. Ah, there it popped in. This region is really massive, what kind of prims. This complete building is all prim, no mesh to be found. So imagine all those trusses, all those spans, all single prims. Thousands of them. Imagine. The region has to rest this always. You see? Each bar is a single prim. Each cross member of those roof trusses are single prims. So there are thousands of this in this building. That takes a lot of time to res, but if it is resed, it shows very nice. So this is the main shopping mall of Metropolis Metaversum. A large fish tank in the center. Some flagpoles, probably denoting all regions connected to the Metropolis. Even my native country is there. The French. Unknown, if I can see. EU farmer. Duh. Oh, it's link sets. Yeah. And a link parts. Let's see. Primitive. All called primitive. Yeah. Okay. No luck either. So this must be the Deutsche flag, unknown, French flag, Dutch flag, unknown, unknown, the American flag, and that were these. One of my builds, there was an empty shop, so I've rebuilt one. No one there, absolutely. No, no one there. So I can safely open this once cell has been closed. Bing! These are small change room cells. Open cell. Da. In here avatars could rest their stuff, change their avatar, change clothings, and even be able to get a basic avatar copy. Some waiting places, poster stands, as the world will be rest fully, I will enter the shopping mall itself. Ah, there's one in there still. As you can see, avatars can take many shapes and forms. So this one took on a horse head. He does not answer. Or she. I'm waiting for Racing Info panel. There it is. Animations, accessory, woman's clothing. You are here. Yep. Well, let me just walk through it. Going up the escalators. You have to walk them by yourself. They don't take you. A little push agent is disabled, so they won't take you. You have to walk them up yourself. But it will run. Walking downstairs is always a difficult thing in the Metropolis or in any open sim, because an avatar won't look down automatically. So that's always a difficult thing. But as you can see, it's a quite large region with much material in it. Sadly that it goes to waste within a week. Very sadly. I've asked the admins for an OIR for both this region and the main Metropolis region, but they denied me. Rechtswegen is their excuse. So, this won't live forever. Otherwise I had one made in OS Grid, my home grid. If I was allowed the ORRs, I would put up the regions in OS Grid as a memorial for Metropolis. I've specially opted for this region and the main Metropolis region because this is a functional region with all exhibits which can be taken as a copy, and the Metropolis region is the main area where everyone comes in at first or with no home set. But no, they didn't allow it, so sad. I can resort to copy, but no, I don't do that. I am an admin, so I can take anything I want. I can show you. I can edit, can do anything in any region, but I don't resort to stealing content. That's against my principles. So if the admins disallow it, I won't do it. So, therefore this movie. You will see that not all textures are rezzed correctly, but if I stay here and wait until every texture has been rezzed, it might take hours. So, no go for that. The sad thing is that a viewer will rez textures only within a certain distance. So if you're out of this distance, it won't be rezzed. And a special edition made by me. You will recognize it in other regions in OS Grid. A color sphere. You can stand in it, you can change color, and you can take a picture from you inside that color. So you can check what clothings do in color, and which colors are mixing together or which not. As these Pac-Man-like figures represent the stand you will take. So you'll see your right side, you see your left side, you will see your back, and you'll see your front. This simple Pac-Man texture denotes how you will be standing in it. Very crude but simple and effective. I'm a minimalistic guy. Functional and simple. No confusion possible. You can even add your own color. Let me try that color. It's in /2, so I'll take it, grab it from the history. What kind of color will that be? So I'll take it, get within chat range of that thing, call the color. Oi, a sort of orange. Yep, a sort of orange will it be. Let me try an article. How was the syntax all again? Oh yeah, a dot between decimals, a comma between sets. Okay. What would that be? Three, some sort of bluish. So, and we set to something neutral. Exiting this region. Within each of these buildings there is also some mini shop by the people. There are a selected group of Metropolis people which have rights to build their own substitute shops. Small shops, but with surprising amount of detail and materials in it. Still an empty one. A sort of psychedelic shop, but it's emptied. There was much more in this one. Looks like some tenants have already taken their stuff. A shop inside a shop. Someone entered the Metropolis main region and got an info. That horse head. Yep. That went to the main region. Many of the Metropolis regions have a streaming audio system. You can listen to music, but to avoid content matching, I do not have enabled that stream. I would know. Let me try for a short time. Normally you would be capable of hearing audio, so trying. Yep. Stopping to avoid content matching. But yes, many of the regions have an audio stream active, so you can listen into audio in the regions. These are the people who have added items in this region. As you can see, I'm still there. Officiële freebies, Creative Commons attribution. I'm the last one who has contributed. Well, one time to go to the central region, then I will log off and conclude that video. So, texture will not load. Yeah, there it loads. And now we wait. There we go. Awaiting final resin. Normally this waterfall makes sound, but I've muted it because it will cause you to go to the toilet. So I do not hear it. But there is continuity water stream sound from this. Looks as fully rested now, so this is the beta. Would you look at that? That's Vista! The most failed operating systems. The only worst thing was Windows 8. That was only worse than Vista. Ouch. Am I glad that I'm 10? Sure, Windows 7 was much better, but yeah, out of support, huh? XP and 7 are the most best operating systems ever made. Well, a final overview of this region will conclude this video. Excuse me, that's in my neighborhood. And one final joke before I really shut down the video. There is something inside the head of this machine. I think no one has ever seen it, but I don't know why it's placed there. But it has to do with the capability of the machine. Probably they have used that thing to control this machine, and not up to 24 people. Let's see what it is. Rotating to see inside its head. Can you figure it out? Let's go in. And there it is. The nostalgia. Unbelievable. The Commodore 64 Basic V2. 64K RAM system. 38911 38911 basic bytes free. Would such a thing be capable of running that machine? I doubt it. But yeah, it's a nice touch. They even bothered to make some sort of cables to it. Looks to be a nice joke. Who placed it there? Zach Spot. Ah, one of the admins. Yep, it's from Zach Spot. And this device? Also Zach Spot, but who created it? Lena Vanilli. Both are the admin. Yep. Lena is one of the admins. And Zach Spot is also one of the admins. This is a view of the original Metropolis movie. And on the background you will see the tower. Well, I hope I gave you an extensive look into the Metropolis region, and also quite a nice memorial video. By a last go around, I will conclude. Logging off from the system. Stopping stream.